Hello, we're going to study a couple of little points on something called meridians, which is really good for us. And you could say this is the intro for making a nice little course in the future, the very near future, and where we eventually will be interactive, hopefully in a reasonably short time. And what I'd like to show you are the points we need to reduce anxiety, tension, increase immune system power, and generally look after yourself because we are living at the moment in strange times. Now, some of these you can find by reading through some technical stuff from China, which has been published, and a couple of people have done some translations. But in fact, they all say very much the same about the points we will be using. We're talking about Shiatsu, so I'm speaking from the house where our office is for the Dutch School for Classical Shiatsu in The Hague, in the Netherlands. And what we're going to do first is just pick out a few points. The whole point of doing this is that you can actually see it, and therefore, when the courses start, you'll be able to see a lot. And I'm looking forward to having an interactive time with you, also for private lessons. Anyway, let's start with something very simple. They all have names, these things, and we'll give it their little numbers at the moment, but much more important is how you're going to do it. So if we have a look at this, we can just see a hand. It's quite simple, really. And what we have here is a wrist, and we come down the wrist in between these two bones, and just in there you're going to find a pocket, rather like a hole. It's just below the wrist joint, and I'm digging in there. I think you can see that, yeah, with a finger. But in fact, the best way, that's just to show you where it is. The best way to deal with this is actually by doing it yourself, by putting a thumb in there and looking after it from the back, which means that you've got a nice grip, it's comfortable, and you can even relax and put it on your knee. Okay? Don't be worried if it feels a little bit painful. For very, very many people it does. So just don't overdo it for yourself. Be comfortable with it. And when you hold it, wait. And while you do that, breathe, especially breathing, and be patient. You will feel something happening. The stuff that's going through these meridians or channels, if you like, you can compare to things that go through other channels, like the blood vessels or the lymphatic system. It's a question of finding them, and they're a little bit more subtle, but you can feel them very well, and they will respond, and you might feel some tingling in these two fingers here. So as soon as it starts hurting, if you're pushing too hard, pull back a bit, relax, and wait, and breathe. And from the outset, a little bit of good advice with a very small adjustment, oefening, they call that in Dutch. Exercise. This exercise is very simple. You take the tip of your tongue and you place it behind the front top two teeth, and I mean place it, don't push it. And it looks like that. Well, of course, I can't do that, but you can now. So I'm hoping you're going to do that and try it out, because that will have an effect on the saliva in your mouth. It will clean it. It will scrub it, in the sense that if it's a little bit slimy and stuff like that, you'll notice that it becomes more watery and more pleasantly tasting. Now, I'm not going to get into the technical parts of this. It's a question of just doing it. This particular little exercise is used by martial arts people and, of course, Shiatsu people and our Shiatsu students. Okay? So while you're doing that, you can watch and listen and hold this one, and you might have to hold that for a while. Some of you will find it comfortable, some of you won't, but whatever it is, it's giving you a message, it's giving you an indication that it requires attention. And when you've done it for a while, maybe a minute or so, which we've done, then, so I've got a wash on this side, you find exactly the same one here. You see that? On the other side, using the same technique. Okay? Start with the right side first, because the heart's on the left. That means that if you're somebody who has a little bit of trouble with the heart, high blood pressure, all those kind of things, it's better to start on the right. You can take my word for that. It's good for you. And this particular point, or two of them actually, but they have the same name, we have two arms, this will look after quite a lot of things for you, and it will open up from here all the way through here, across the chest to the other side, and of course down the other arm. You might even feel these fingers reacting. Some of you will be more sensitive than others. So please start with that one and enjoy it, and let me show you after that, while you're doing it, the next one. Because this particular channel runs all the way through the other side, there's a certain channel that it also crosses, like a crossing channel or river. And that one you'll find on your breastbone, and it's just between the breasts, and you might have to run up and down a little bit to find it, but when you do, if you're having tension in your life, and as well as looking after your breathing, you want to open up the chest a bit, feel like you have more room, then if you just go up and down and you find a little place where it feels like you must have given it a little bash, or you probably feel that it's bruised in some way, but it isn't. That's another fantastic point to do. It's called CV17, and you can look that one up. These two are called CV6. When you do this one, you need to just massage it gently with pressure, again, directly into the body, you know, directly, not at an angle, because all of these channels and points are below the level of the skin, some of them quite deep. And then it's going in the right direction. Why does it work? Because it uses ki or chi or energy, whatever people like to call it these days, electromagnetic energy, whatever you like to call it, it doesn't really matter, that's just a name. What really counts is it works. And if you do this, and then very slowly, down, we make a circle, up, down, up. I'm going to exaggerate it now. There's left side down, right side up, okay? Not about with the clock, no, with your body, okay? Otherwise you'll be doing it wrong. So if you've got any buttons which happen to be there, get them out of the way, and just run up and down that little piece of your breastbone until you find a bit that needs attention. And we all have that at various times, and some of us quite a lot. Well, this will ease quite a lot of things, and some of you will feel that all the way through your body, as if something's moving or changing or even tingling, however you wish to describe it. But if you do that, you can use this when you're going to sleep, not while you're sleeping, but as you are lying in bed. You can do it like I am, and you can lie down and do it, you can sit and do it, it doesn't really matter as long as you do it. And you just go around that little so-called bruised area until that bruised feeling wears off, and at the same time, with that tongue in the first position, you can feel something happening. We haven't even stretched anything yet, but these are simple things without you having to do difficult things at the beginning. That will perhaps come later when you're kind of ready for it and enthusiastic about what this does. Now, there are many more, but I'm going to leave it here for the time being and wish everybody out there, all our students and everybody else, who are all waiting to get on with some of them their studies, and some of them to be able to touch other people again and feel safe. You can also show them this or send them this. It doesn't really matter. As long as people can do it, that's the priority at this time. And this is what I want to give to you. Thank you very much.